So David Dobrik's back. After 3 years in the wilderness, one of YouTube's biggest YouTubers has come back to the platform, uploading a 14-minute and 20-second vlog that has people like Mr. Beast, Sam's Taylor, Jason Nash, Charlie D'Amelio. There's a lot of people in this vlog. We're going to go through this video for a few minutes. We're also going to look at what this means going forward, and I want to compare this to Cody Ko's comeback. Okay, the start of this vlog is David at the start of 2024. He opens up about his fitness, his mental health, and that neither of them are going very well. He says that he plans on getting in shape for all of 2024, but first he wants a tour of the world. The first 8 minutes of this vlog are some of the craziest vlog footage I've ever seen. I don't know, I felt like I was sitting in the corner seat at one of the hotels, just watching other people have fun. They go to all 7 wonders of the world, and it looks amazing. I unironically was sitting here smiling while watching it. Damn. But after all of the traveling footage, David says this.
This is my first step into the exercise world.
Get set, go!
I'd be lying if I said the last couple of years were my healthiest or my happiest. I let go of myself and stopped doing the things that I really enjoyed.
We get a brief training montage, which is broken up by him speaking openly again about his mental health as well as fitness and one other thing, which we'll get into later. And spoiler alert, he got into shape. Kind of freakishly good shape, to be honest. He looks really good. His face doesn't match his body at all. I'm looking at it now. I don't know. He deserves a lot of credit for this transformation. This is like a Nikocado avocado level transformation. Speaking of Nikocado avocado, H3H3. On the H3 podcast recently, they talked about David Dobrik coming back. They made a prediction that someone's going to get hurt in the first vlog, and well, the cameraman did.
I wonder if someone will get hurt in his first video. Because he does stunts, like that's just normal. So you would assume that he'd pull out a crazy stunt.
Holding my friend's head underwater.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to lie, you definitely could predict a lot of this comeback. There was a SeatGeek sponsor, he gave away Teslas, Mr. Beast gave away a Lamborghini to the guy that trained David Dobrik. But there's one thing that I didn't expect, and that's that he fixed his relationship with Jason Nash. There has been so much criticism thrown his way for the fact that he left Jason Nash high and dry, if that makes sense. When Jason Nash came into David Dobrik's life, Jason Nash had not experienced the highs of like living in LA and all that stuff. And for a long amount of time, Jason got to live out his dreams. While this is happening, David had made his money, got into his controversies, and eventually left YouTube, leaving everyone else that he was closely associated with to try and fend for themselves. I think Jason probably handled this the worst, or at least publicly handled it the worst. You know, he had him being shamed by so many people, including David himself. It was clear that Jason was not doing well, and the root of all of his issues were his finances. Jason spoke a couple years ago about how if David had have kept doing their podcast together, Jason would have been in a much better spot financially, and well, here David Dobrik fixes that. I mean, we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it has the same sort of effect as it did last time, but it would stop Jason from having to e-beg on TikTok. I don't know. When someone steps away from YouTube, people can say almost anything about them. David Dobrik has had a lot of controversies over the years. You've had the monkey prank where he tricked his friend into kissing someone he didn't want to. There was the controversy with Dirty Dom. Also the funny crane incident. But to be honest, the one that I blame David for the most, and I'm not saying it's the worst by any means, because it's not, but the one that I purely blame David for was his treatment of Jason Nash. And now watching him take the right steps into fixing that relationship and getting Jason Nash back to where, you know, he once was, or just helping him, I thought it was really wholesome, and that for me was the most important part of this comeback video. The last big talking point that I want to talk about the similarities between this comeback and Cody Ko's comeback, because there's actually quite a lot that's similar here. Both David Dobrik and Cody Ko came back with vlogs about getting back in shape. They both talked about the link between being healthy and feeling happy. The big difference is, like I said in my video about Cody Ko, only one of them gives you a reason to want to see them come back to YouTube. Cody Ko's video felt like he was testing the waters. I've said this so many times, but he put a 1-minute segment at the end of a long video on his third channel. It felt like he didn't actually want you to see his response. And that's not how you get people to support you. Not to mention the lighting, the quality. That video didn't make me want to see more of Cody Ko. And I think that's why the reception was so bad. I didn't see any reason for him to come back. He gave us nothing, you know? Whereas this David Dobrik vlog is what he does. If you ever enjoyed David Dobrik's content, I think you would enjoy this content. You might not like it because of who David Dobrik is and the stuff he's done in his past, and that's completely fair. But I think if you purely look at the content, it's the same sort of content that he made his name on. This video is just high quality. It's not poorly lit, uncomfortable to watch like Cody Ko's. I also think a large part of that was that you can see him right his wrongs in real time. The thing with Jason Nash, like I said, is the takeaway from this video for me. And getting to see him do the things he says he's going to do in the video is the best part, because you actually get to see growth and change. To go back to Cody, sure, he is going to train for that run that he was talking about, but I get no sense of growth, sense of change from watching him talk about doing it. David recorded for a whole year to come up with a good quality comeback. He didn't just say he was going to start getting in shape. He actually got in shape. And I think as much as getting in shape doesn't all of a sudden get rid of your controversies, I think he did the right thing in terms of making an entertaining piece of content that makes people want to watch you again. I don't know. Let's move on. David Dobrik is back, and personally, I think I'm happy for him to come back. And yeah, please, if you have any opinions on this, leave them in the comments, even if they go against mine. I read all my comments, and yeah, have a good day, guys. Thank you so much for coming out. Yeah, all right, see ya.